India's mad because it's like, bro, we're talking like 37-degree heat. Anything above 30 is just too much, man. I can't.
Welcome everybody to Not the Beers and Buds podcast. I shouldn't be here. Well, you introduce.
You can edit this and start on me. So, welcome again. We are here for episode 30? Let me check.
30.
30? Or is it 31?
It's 30. One of them will be 30. One of them will be 31.
31. 30. Oh, we didn't even do
Welcome everybody to episode 30 of the Anime Hour. I am not the host of this podcast, but I am starting it regardless. Here with me today is Mahesh. We have been left to our own devices. Shout out to Uncle Marv's. He's busy. He tried to pull through. And yeah, we're here. I think we should first start to talk about sort of... Marvin kindly wrote me an agenda. We should first start to talk about... He wanted us to discuss how the hell we got back into anime.
I think I'll start probably just because mine is probably a bit of an easier journey. Yours is more surprising, to be honest.
Okay, go.
Because I think, I want to give more time to you because yours is kind of spawny.
You start off though.
Yeah.
You can ask me the questions.
Yeah,
then.
absolutely, man. So, for me, it's mad because everyone else who's part of the anime hour started watching anime well before I did. I think you must have started when you were like...
I want to say yes. Well, I think historically I probably started when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Because I used to watch Dragon Ball Z on like... Is it Cartoon Network?
Yeah,
Early in the morning
it
or
would have
late
been
at
Cartoon
night?
Network or...
I used to watch Dragon Ball Z, so that was like my introduction. Obviously, I didn't know that was anime at that time.
Just animated show.
I just thought it was another show.
Yeah.
Like the same way Codenames Kids Next Door was a show.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think it was an anime.
Yeah.
I think I only started recognizing it was anime is because like year 7, year 8, and everyone was just on this Naruto thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what's this Naruto thing?
Yeah.
And then I start watching it online. Yeah. I think this is back in the day, when Crunchyroll was free.
Oh, yeah.
This is like 2011, 2012 times. They first started off.
Crunchyroll didn't even have all the animes back then.
They didn't have all the animes, but it had Naruto.
Oh,
in dub only.
In dub only.
In sub only.
Oh, in sub only. Oh,
so
fair.
My introduction to anime was like year 8 through the Crunchyroll because I didn't know how else to watch anime, and my mum was very paranoid about me putting viruses on the laptop on the computer. So it was a trusted site.
Yeah,
I knew they weren't gonna give me computer aids.
Yeah.
so I was on that. Yeah. But I'd say like maybe as I got older, so maybe like that was when I was like 12, 13. Maybe when I got to like 14, 15, I started watching more. So I started watching like Bleach. Obviously, was a huge one for me.
Yeah.
I started watching One Piece when I was about 15. It was a long journey, and I'm not prepared to finish. Similar to the brother writing it. Like I started watching Fairy Tail a bit.
Yeah.
But Naruto was always the thing for me. Like, I love Naruto. It was also like the culture at the time. Like so many people were watching it. Like again, like going back to the Anime Hour cast. Like I was chatting. Me and Marvin. Grew up me and Marvin Tope grew up like a 10-minute walk from each other. Like we'd walk to school, talk about Naruto. Like, especially me and Marvin, because me and Marvin were in the same form as well. So me and Marvin put me on big time. Yeah. So yeah,
it's a different experience because I think for me the only anime I remember being aware of when I was in primary school, I think Dragon Ball Z. And because I remember getting into year 7 and 8 and people talk about Goku, and there'd always be these anime debates about like, oh, Goku Super Saiyan 4 versus Naruto. And then like I started hearing...
Naruto gets smoked.
yeah.
Naruto gets smoked.
No, but there was
Goku
there was one brother, shout out, can I say his name or no?
If you say it.
Arvin, like back in the day, I don't know if he still holds his opinion, but I remember being in class with him and he would ride out for Naruto ports. Like he would.
Bro, that is so stupid. There's no way.
Yeah, he would literally say like Naruto. I don't know which form it was, but
Ninetales.
Yeah, and I was like, rah, and then it kind of piqued my interest, and because like I think
Goku mashed Ninetales up easy.
Fairs.
Even if Minato can do it, Goku could do it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and you know what it is? It's like
Goku destroyed the planet.
Yeah,
Fucking Spirit Bomb is a planet. just drop a bomb-sized planet dropped on you.
Yeah.
Like,
that's nuts. That's nuts. I think it's mad because I think for me the turn, not the turn, but like me getting into anime, I think coincided with our forms getting mixed up in year 10. Because just to explain it for anyone who I don't know.
Essentially, we were split down the middle, and we didn't really see each other too much. Literally, no classes. We had no classes. We literally was like, that's one side of the year, them 3 classes. That's one other side of the year, them 3 classes. Then we got to like year 10. They said, all 6 classes, we're just gonna muddle you up fucking randomly.
Yeah.
And then that's how things basically
because
shift.
It's funny because I knew who Lloyd was. Me and Lloyd spoke a bit before we were in year 10. I knew who Tope was. I knew who Marvin was. Jerome I never spoke to in person.
We used to sit next to you in geography.
Yeah, geography. Yeah. And then it all got mixed up. And because of that, even though... So me and Lloyd were in like the same geography class. But me, Jerome, Tope... and
everyone... Me and Marvin were on the other side.
Yeah, me, Jerome and Tope were on one side. And then we had some others as well. Like, like David York. And then you... Like, of course, like you and Marvin were on that side. But because I became really good friends... From year 10 onwards... So when I became really good friends with Jerome and Tope. And then because they were already good friends with Lloyd and Marvin, that's how like I started getting exposed to more anime. And then I was friends with like, Rashab and
other
them.
people
And then
watching anime.
Then so...
And it became really, there was a shift, especially with Naruto. I saw in our school that I remember one brother, I'm not going to say his name, just because I don't really know if he wants his name out like
Fair enough.
And he was like to me one day in English, he was like to me, yo bro, did you read it? Brother, I thought he was talking about Of Mice and Men. I said, what? The book? He said, no, the new Naruto chapter. And the way he whispered, you could tell, like, obviously that stigma was still there, like, you don't really want to...
Oh, okay, yeah,
like, he said it quietly to me, like, did you read it? And I was like, brother, you talking about Of Mice and Men? He's like, no, the new Naruto chapter. But he said it like he was trying to sell me weed.
Yeah.
Like, no, not like that, but he was saying it like it was like some undercover thing.
It's crazy because, like, I mean... It's funny because some of the young people I work with have seen this, which is quite funny. But anyway, I work a lot with young people in like loads of different roles, and it's the shift is mad. The shift is crazy from when we were in school. There was a group. There was a
shift happening though when we were in school. Yeah. I felt it.
Okay, fairs.
Like the fact that
the back
that
end.
guy, yeah, the back end.
Yeah.
We're talking like 2013, 2014.
Yeah. 10, 11, definitely there were more people getting into it.
14 is when it's like I saw the shit
100%, yeah. Because, from then onwards, it definitely did start to change. And it's mad because now, like, a lot of the young people I work with, they love anime. They know I watch anime, so they're always asking me. Funnily enough, some of them are probably going to see this podcast, and they're probably going to quiz me about it. But, which is quite wholesome. They actually do enjoy it, which is nice. But anyway... Yeah, so then because of like the friends that I was around.
Shout out to the youth of today.
Yeah, facts. Shout out to the youth, especially the ones I work with. Great young people.
Yeah, shout out to the youth.
And so I remember like Jerome, Tope, Lloyd, Mark. You guys would always talk about anime, and I'd always be sat there like.
Yeah, more time I was just talking about Naruto, bro.
Yeah, fair. I hear it. I think Jerome and Tope definitely.
They put me onto a few shows though. Like,
they
put me onto Death Note. They put me onto Bleach.
Yeah.
What other shows did they put me onto? They put me onto Fairy Tail, but I didn't vibe with it too much.
Yeah, I hear it.
They tried to put me onto the basketball thing. I weren't
feeling
Kuroko
no Basket.
I weren't feeling it, bruv.
Fairs.
I like my sports to be sports.
Sports.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's in like real life.
Yeah. I don't even thought of Blue Lock like that, bruv.
Blue Lock is a good watch anyway.
Nah,
but
it ain't for me, dog.
You don't watch it?
I watched like the first 20 minutes of it, and I watched the first episode, and I was like, "This ain't for
me."
It is.
The thing is, right? It's
It's
football.
I just want football to be football. Like you're making it a big thing. And
one
it's
thing, one that I think you would enjoy though. I
heard Margie's good. Marvin said I should watch Margie.
Oh, no, I was gonna say if you watch like I don't know.
I'm probably never gonna watch a football anime. Let me be real fucking honest with you.
Our actually is like that. That's like proper football. Blue Lock is football mixed with battle shonen. It's not.
And it's also like the power of friendship a bit.
Yeah,
and I weren't vibing with the power. Like I like the sports is different for me. I like my sports to be sports.
Fair enough. But yeah, so.
But I heard Margie's good.
Margie's not a sport though. It's not sport anime. It's just
it's not.
It's genius, bro. It's based on.
Not Margie. What's the one Marvin told me to watch then? The boxing thing.
Oh, Bucky.
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 Bucky or Hajime no Ippo?
Bucky.
Bucky's outrageous.
Yeah,
It's-
people.
it's-
Marvin told me to watch that. I haven't
Bucky's
given it a
stupid.
chance,
It's like
yeah.
I've not watched it, but the clips I've seen, they don't make sense. But yeah, they'd always be talking about anime, and I'd just be like I want to be included, man. I want to be included. So then, funnily enough, I would not recommend this to start, but my first anime was One Piece. And then
One Piece I watched a lot. Jerome and Marvin put me
but
on.
this was 12, 13 years ago. So
I remember
back then,
watching it, and
Yeah.
I would talk to me and Jerome would. This is like 2013 days. I was watching it. I think me and Jerome started One Piece around the same time. I think Jerome started maybe a couple weeks before me.
yeah,
And I remember I would message Jerome on Facebook Messenger
Yeah,
chatting to him
yeah,
about One Piece.
yeah, and I think it's mad because, it was, I got decently into it, but back then it only had 600 episodes. So like
Only?
yeah, only. It's crazy because it's like
Because
what,
so
1,200.
the thing is, you're lucky when you're a kid. You have fucking time.
You
'Cause
do. You could.
If
'cause-
someone tells me there's a show, Lloyd, you got to watch 600.
exactly.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not fucking watching that.
Nah, but I mean, you had more time. There was more scope. But anyway, yeah. So One Piece. Then I think my second anime was either Fairy Tail or Bleach. I think it might have been Fairy Tail because I started Bleach after. I really liked them. Fairy Tail. I think
It's I.
Fairy Tail. I enjoyed it a lot when I watched it.
I enjoyed it like the first few seasons, but I think also like anime one is mainstream anymore. You couldn't just go on Netflix and find a good anime. You couldn't like go on Twitter and see people talking about what the best animes to watch were.
Nah.
You sort of just had to watch whatever everyone in school was talking about.
Yeah,
and that
yeah.
was the kind of shift
Yeah,
I
no,
think
that's
as
true.
well.
That's a good point,
Like social
actually.
media's played such a big part into it
100%, yeah.
in terms of like audience, scope of audience. Like I was talking to my partner's little, let's just say little cousin.
Yeah.
Not that, yeah, but my partner's little cousin. Brother's chatting to me about JJK. He's chatting to me about his kid's like 11, 10.
Yeah.
He's chatting to me about MHA.
Mm.
He's chatting to me about all different kinds of shows like Demon Slayer. These shows that I haven't even seen. Like he's chatting to me about them. I'm like, that's mental that you know so many animes at such a young age.
It's
Brother,
crazy,
all I knew was what people in school said watch.
Yeah.
That was it. There was no TV guide for anime. There was no. There was no instruction manual. It was you man are all talking about that.
I
Okay,
wanna watch
I
it.
want
Yeah,
to go talk
100.
about
That's a
it.
good
I
point.
feel left out of this
That's a
conversation.
good point, actually. Yeah, because and then Bleach I got really into, and then I watched Attack on Titan when it first came out.
Me too.
And back then again,
That was it. It went platinum. Though.
yeah, dubbing was very, like as Lloyd said earlier, dubbing was very different back then. Like you would often have to wait years to get a dub.
Brothers, One Piece was
Like-
about. One Piece was so far.
It was
behind.
yeah. It was a good few years.
It was.
They're caught up now. It's mad. Yeah,
I don't know how they caught up, but when it was it Funimation or if it was
Yes.
called?
they were like 200 episodes.
Fam,
behind or something.
at least 200.
It was nuts.
Fam, I remember this is like 2012, 2013. They ain't even got to when Chopper arrived.
Yeah,
I'm like, brother, how you not Chopper's here? Like, how you not dubbing Chopper? Like,
Yeah.
in 2013, this brother's been around for 5 years.
Yeah, and it's crazy because, from then on, I think I didn't watch that much anime in year 11, to be honest. I think maybe because of GCSEs. And then year 12 and 13, I kind of got back into it.
When I was 16 is when I started watching a bit more. But again, it was more like it's similar thing to what I was saying before.
Yeah.
I started watching Sword Art Online because there was this thing in college that I kind of fancied, and she was watching it, so I was like, brother, I was gonna watch it so I can chat to you about it. So I have Mosh in it. that was my bag. But it was even though I did it for the wrong intentions, it still was the same concept as going. Even in 2014, 2015, there was no guide to anime. It was still like you just watch what people around you are watching.
And I think it's one of those where, it was. I think probably because of the intensity of studies, I just didn't get back into it. I watched a bit in 2015, stopped again, started again in 2018. Started watching. I was only watching Bleach and Attack on Titan at that point. Actually, no. How have I forgot two of the biggest anime? Oh my god, when I was younger. I watched loads of Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. Loads. But anyway.
They're anime, but you know what it is? Because they were just on all the time. They just feel like normal
Fair
TV
enough.
shows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, and they were a big part of like pop culture.
Yeah, like Yu-Gi-Oh! We all like.
We would,
It's
we
too.
love Yu-Gi-Oh!
It feels too bait.
I hear it. Yeah.
My mother might crucify me for this when he watches it, but like they feel too bait to me.
Mm.
I don't know what is the classification of anime is. What is it? Because
it's made by a Japanese studio.
so technically, Solo Leveling is not an anime.
No, it is because it's made by a Japanese studio.
Oh,
but it's based on a manhwa. Yeah.
Oh,
It's based on a Korean comic, but it is made by a Japanese studio.
Okay.
The default language of the animated show is Japanese, and it's made by a Japanese studio. Yeah.
That's real interesting.
Yeah.
I guess it's like when we do a period drama about France and they speak English.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Let me actually double check that though, because in all fairness, I remember seeing in the credits that
because I did wonder about Solo Leveling. I was like, is this still technically anime? Because by definition, I thought the same.
Yes, it's made by.
So Pokemon's made by a Japanese studio then.
Yes.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Oh wait. Oh no, wait. I might be wrong. Actually. Let's VAR this. Pokemon anime.
Because I know Avatar ain't because.
No, yeah, because it's
American
made by an
studio.
American studio. It's Japanese. It's made by a Japanese studio.
Okay, you're probably
indeed.
right then.
Yeah, because Solo Leveling was
I
made.
assume Beyblade was American studio as well.
Ooh, Beyblade. What? This is childhood nostalgia here, man. Beyblade was. I used to love Beyblade, man.
Was that American studio?
You know they're still playing Beyblade nowadays. Nah, bro. Wait, let me see. Manga series. No, it's Japanese, bro.
So Beyblade is technically
Japanese.
anime. We don't chat about that.
Wait, give me a second. An action
Is the show Japanese?
Wait, Beyblade anime.
Let it
Yes.
rip. Oh,
Yes.
Beyblade's anime.
Yeah, Beyblade's an anime.
Yeah, the
I
Beyblade show
didn't
was
know
cold.
that. I didn't know that, but
Beyblade show was cold,
yeah.
bruv.
But no, as I was saying, those were the four. And
Let
then,
it rip.
yeah, and I think I always Beyblade. The kids are still playing Beyblade nowadays, you know.
That's what up.
Yeah, in the playground they're playing Beyblade, bro.
Hey, man.
Yeah, they're not losing their recipes.
Some shit's timeless.
Yeah,
Shout out to the
100%.
Weeknd.
100%.
man.
Yeah, and and then I kind of after 2018 I stopped, but I'd always had the intention to go back in, and then I kind of got through. I remember this. This was a moment that like I got back into anime. At the end of like the one of the last COVID lockdowns, I think it was lockdown 3, March 2021. I'd over that year, like since COVID had happened, I had got through all of the series I wanted to get through, and I was like, you know what, now's as good a time as any to get back into anime. And I knew that like with Bleach, I wanted to finish it off, and Bleach was the one that got me back into it. And initially,
You started getting back into it at COVID time, innit?
yeah, back end of
I
COVID, so
remember
yeah,
it.
2021.
Yeah.
And I started watching Bleach again, and Bleach was the one that got me hooked. Bleach, I got up to about episode 130, so this is around the part that the Ranka start appearing, yeah. And then, from then it just got better and better, and I watched a good, like by my standards, I'll be honest, I don't think I watch anime that quick. Jerome and Marvin slate me for this. But yeah, I take my time. It takes me a bit of time. But I watch like a couple of 100 episodes in like 3 months, which by my standards...
What?
Yeah.
That's good.
That's good? Oh, yeah.
Well, I got through My Hero in like 3 months.
Yeah, I
That's
got
180 episodes.
Yeah, 250 episodes. Yeah.
That's alright.
Yeah. Although, in all fairness, I wasn't working like as consistently. So I just had more free
It
time.
also depends how you're watching it.
As in like what platform?
Nah, like, are you watching your J's?
Oh,
Watching
yeah,
with
J's.
someone
J's.
else?
Yeah.
Yeah, watching your J's is a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Especially because we'll talk about my introduction to
Yeah,
anime
100%.
later, so
Yeah.
you carry on.
So and then Bleach, and I just fell back in love with it, man. Like Bleach is it. This is my personal opinion. It's a subjective opinion. I am not objectively claiming.
I feel like you're gonna say a hot take now.
It might be a hot take, but Bleach is my personal.
Your personal favorite
anime
anime.
of all
That's
time.
fine. As long
Yeah.
as it's your personal favorite.
Yeah, I'm not projecting.
I'm
to
not
anyone.
one of these men. Like when people talk about their best rappers and they go, "You gotta have Biggie, you gotta have Tupac." Like, brother, just tell me.
Everyone's gonna have their own taste.
Favorite rappers, like that.
Everyone's gonna have their
And
own
the same
taste.
with this anime.
And
Like my favorite's Naruto. I'm not saying it's the best, but I'm saying like in my formative years,
exactly
that's what the fuck I was watching.
Exactly that. Formative years is something that has a huge amount of nostalgia tied to it for me, and also like coming back to, I think revisiting Bleach when I was a bit older gave me a different recognition and appreciation for things that I didn't notice initially. And yeah, I got back into Bleach, and I blitzed it I finished it and I was like, oh my word. And then it's funny because it inadvertently also got me into manga, because after I finished the Bleach anime, I knew there was the 1,000 Year Blood War arc anime coming out, but I was like, I am not waiting a year and a half. Let me read through this. So I read it, and that got me started with manga. And then I went back and finished Attack on Titan, and then it's actually mad. I think in 2021, I actually watched a fair amount. In 2021, I think I watched about how many animes did I watch? I think I watched about 13 different animes in that year.
That's mental.
Yeah, 13. And then I probably watched like another 17 in 2022. I'll be honest, admittedly, it slowed down since I've started my full-time job. But yeah, like Bleach got me back into it. And then like I knew Jerome and Marvin were like... I made an anime chat, which we're all actually now in. I made an anime chat. Yeah, he made it. An anime chat.
No,
to ask.
No, I used to pray for times like this.
And rhymes like this. Yeah, I knew that Jerome and Marvin, the amount of anime they've watched, they've probably watched hundreds of anime at this point, and they've also probably read a crazy amount of manga. I knew that they would have good recommendations for me. So as soon as I finished Bleach and Attack on Titan, I watched JJK. I revisited Cowboy Bebop, which I watched when I was about 17, but didn't finish. And then after that, I just like more and more recommendations started coming up. And then like my next door neighbor, who I'm really close with, you've met actually. He also recommended more anime. And and because I had more time to myself, quite frankly, I was binging these quite quickly. And I remember, because remember, like COVID, we still had some restrictions until like 2021. Do you remember around Christmas time?
I remember.
It was silly, man. And it was like, I remember this so vividly. I had my COVID vaccine. I think I had the booster vaccine in December 2021. And my arms, literally for like that arm hurt for like 3 days. For those 3 days, I legit just binged Demon Slayer. And then just after I got the vaccine, both of my parents got COVID. And I had to isolate at home.
Oh my god!
So this was the week. Do you remember you did your birthday at that gaming place? Yeah, the week before that, I was legit at home because...
That was like the first year I moved back to London.
Yeah, because I had to isolate, and that's when I finished like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Prison School, Code Geass, and then from there, in early 2022, me and Marvin started going to Anime District events. Shout out to the
Shout out to you guys.
Yeah, shout out to the amazing ladies behind the Anime District. 3 people who me and Marvin are like good friends with, and just great people who run great events. And from there, again, we started interacting with more people who liked different anime. And also, as I started to like, of course, like my social media feed started changing as well. Like my Twitter algorithm started giving
happy mine hasn't.
Fairs. Like my algorithm started giving me more people who watch anime, and then I got recommendations from there. And then
I can't get spoilers, bruv.
No, you're in a nice place, man. I get spoiled.
I don't search anime on my phone.
Yeah.
I don't watch it on my phone.
Yeah.
And I feel like
it's freeing, isn't it?
It's
freeing, yeah.
Because I don't see shit on my Instagram.
I've spoiled stuff for myself on Twitter, but yeah, and then from then
you spoil animes you don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You could spoil MHA for me, and you never watched it. That's crazy.
That's insane. And yeah, from then on, I think I realized how much I loved the art form, and I think having that time going back into it, and especially for me, I don't think Jerome, Lloyd, or Tope probably feel as strongly about this, but personally, I think I'm really lucky in that the anime that I watched to get me back into it also had amazing soundtracks. So like openings, endings, soundtracks, and then I started getting really into J-Rock. I think I've now seen. Who have I seen? I've seen Esprit Dare. I've seen Flow.
J-Rock I'm into.
I've seen
the rapper from TDE.
Man with a Mission, Scandal. I've seen Sim. So yeah, like I've seen multiple J-Rock bands, and I think because of that, inadvertently.
So do you go watch them because you like their tunes in the?
So it's a mix of both. I like their tunes in the series,
does that make you go, oh right, I want to check out more of your tune?
Exactly, okay. And I loved it, and I've loved it because it's just objectively.
Because the thing is, with me and J-Rock, and especially J-Pop, actually.
Okay.
I'm gonna piss people off. Marvin's gonna throw his fucking. Marvin, if you're watching, don't throw anything at whatever device you're watching this on. Don't throw your device you're watching this on, please. But to me, I hear J-Rock. J-Rock less so much. I'm not going to talk on J-Rock because I'm not informed enough. Shout out to the J-Rock man, them. No issues on J-Rock. J-pop to me though, it just sounds like pop music. Like it sounds like the kind of shit I would hear on the radio if Sabrina Carpenter was playing.
Yeah, I don't.
And I guess I mean I don't either. I'm talking about when I'm in Ubers and shit. Like this is the old when I'm in shopping center, like shopping. You know, this is the old.
To be fair, you travelled to Japan as well, so you might have heard a fair bit when you were there.
I'm not even talking about the stuff I heard in Japan. I'm talking about the stuff I hear like when people go raving about it. I'm like,
oh, okay.
I'm like, brother, this is just regular pop music to me. Like this sounds like Japanese Sabrina Carpenter or Japanese, I don't know, Charlie XCX or whoever's popular at the moment.
Oh, fair enough, yeah.
And that's why I don't really mess with the J-pop stuff because it just sounds like generic pop music, but just in a different language.
Yeah, fair.
No, I'm not commenting on J-Rock because I don't know enough.
J-Rock's amazing, and yeah, I think those things coming together, and also like, I would definitely say like my relationship and my bond that I have with Marvin and Jerome and Tope. And even you to an extent, like now, it's like it's added an extra layer to be able to talk about these things. Like this is like outside of anime, but it's nice to be able to share these things with your friends and like talk about it. Yeah, it's
nice to have common interests.
Yeah, 100%. And that, like for example, with Marvin, like I've gone to so many anime events with him. I've seen J-Rock artists with him, and like that's like added an extra element to like an already strong friendship. But yeah, to be able to discuss that and talk about that, and even like have this, it's been great. And for granted, I'll be honest, like over the last few years, I've probably slowed down a bit with watching anime just because I've not had as much time. But
we
like,
would do it though.
Yeah.
Like when I first got into hip hop, I listened to every album that came out ever.
Yeah.
But
and then now, I'm pretty on top of like weekly watches. But it's like, for example, Naruto. I want to watch Naruto. I'm on like episode 14, bro.
Starting fucking new animes now would be such a myth.
Yeah, it's hard,
especially because of the culture though. But like back in the day, it was easy because you expect. When I was young, I expected every anime I was suggested to be long.
Yeah.
Because it was just it's just what has been presented to me.
The way it is, isn't it? Yeah.
But now, brother, after what, like I've been watching banging 2-season anime.
Yeah. And I think that's a nice segue.
And I'm struggling with like even JJK, brother. Didn't take me long. Like you know what I mean? Like Like, I'm struggling with Dr. Stone because there's a few seasons. I watched Dr. Stone in a few weeks. I'm still in like season 2. Yeah. Don't mean I don't fuck with Dr. Stone.
Yeah.
But it's just like, okay.
It takes time, man.
Yeah.
I think,
especially when you watch it with someone, because if one of you gets bored of the show, you got to put it on pause.
Fair.
You got to put it on pause for a little while. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think that's
you can't just continue watching it in your James.
Yeah.
Like, that's
then you're annoying.
Then you're cooked.
Annoying them.
Yeah. No, I ain't doing that.
Yeah. I think that's a nice segue to talk about you, because if I'm being honest, like Lloyd watching anime was not because you started watching anime again last year, right? 2024?
Yeah, back in mid last year.
Last year. That was not on my bingo card, because like I remember when we started the anime hour and Lloyd was like,
it was my idea.
Yeah, it was Lloyd's idea, but I never thought that like he would eventually be on it or talk. Well, unless it's Naruto related, talk about certain things or take an interest in anime. So like you getting back into it just was not on my bingo card. But why don't you start us off and talk about how it happened?
It wasn't like it never came from snobbery.
Yeah,
and I think that's what everyone kind of thought. And it didn't come from snobbery. It just came from like I'm a busy guy. Like I've got a lot on. Like
And also, there's just a lot of stuff out there.
There's a lot, bruv. It's way too fucking
way too much media.
And you know the worst part is I had wanted to get back into it, but it was just such a daunting thing.
Oh, fair enough.
And I was just like, bro, I don't know where to start.
A lot of episodes as well, isn't it? Yeah.
Like, I don't want to waste my time watching. Like, I've been like, bit post COVID. You were trying to get me to watch JJK for time, bro. Before the movie came out, you were trying to get me to watch JJK season 1.
Yeah.
But I was just not on it, and then. My missus one day, we were both mad hungover. We'd been out the night before. I'm trying to remember what night it was. I think it was post your birthday, you know.
Oh, mad. Last year?
Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
And then we had set up sofa. We had set up camp on the sofa. That's what we like to do when we're hungover. Like, you put the duvet out. You're like, okay, I'm not doing shit all today.
Yeah.
Might smoke a joint halfway through the day. Something like that. Something like. She's watching the show. I'm like, oh, what show is this? She's like, oh, it's called My Hero Academia. Okay, I've heard about this. Okay, what's that brother's name? Oh, he's got this power from him. Oh, okay. I start watching a few episodes for her. She's like back end of season 1. She's like last couple episodes of season 1. So I'm watching it. I'm like, All right, so we're not going to start watching it, are we? We watched about 10 episodes. I'll go. Okay, well, I have to keep watching this because now I'm dedicated. Now I'm invested. Now I want to know what happens to the little brother called Deku. Like, I want to know what happens. And then we finish My Hero. And we go, so we're going to watch something else. So we start watching JJK.
Yeah.
Good show. Oh, we're going to watch something else? Well, yeah, of course we are. We watch Solo Leveling. I'm going to watch something else. Start Dr. Stone.
Yeah.
And here I am.
Yeah. So wait, you watch MHA, JJK, Solo Leveling, Dr. Stone. Vinland? No, you not watched Vinland, have you?
No, I watched Vinland yet.
Yeah.
I've watched something else too.
Yeah, I feel like my brain's gone blank.
I've watched a few things though recently.
What have you watched, man?
I think those are the main ones.
Did you watch?
Obviously, I've seen Naruto. Obviously, I've seen Bleach.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've seen Dragon Ball Z.
You didn't watch Sakamoto Dan Da Dan? Did you watch Dan Da Dan?
I watched Dan Da Dan.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
watched
it.
Dan Da Dan. Obviously,
You didn't watch Sakamoto Days, did you?
I've watched the first couple episodes. I ain't got
Fairs.
Netflix, so
Yeah, fairs.
yeah.
Yeah, that was it. I knew there were a few I was missing, but yeah.
I've seen the first couple episodes.
Yeah.
I've seen the first couple episodes of. What's the other Netflix one that's really good? That everyone likes.
You know about Cyberpunk?
Came out recently. I didn't.
Castlevania? Devil May Cry? Recently? Like it's a new anime? Like
Relatively new, yeah.
Saki K?
Nah, maybe it wasn't Sakamoto Days. It was something else. But I remember I wanted to watch it, and
It wasn't Hell's Paradise,
I got
was it?
snaked. No, Hell's Paradise is on Crunchyroll. I've started Hell's Paradise.
It wasn't...
I actually don't remember what it
Yeah,
was.
my brain's gone blank.
I really wanted to watch it too.
Let me have a look on anime.
I really wanted to watch it. What was it? Because someone
I'll tell you
snaked
what.
me and watched it on their own.
Let me find... I've got Netflix right here. Is it one of these? It wasn't Bebop, was it?
No, it wasn't Bebop. It was... I don't actually know.
Fairs.
Maybe it was Sakamoto Days.
Fairs.
No, it was a new thing. You man were all talking about
It
it.
was new. It wasn't... Nah, Blue Eye Samurai is not...
Oh, I watched Delicious Dungeon.
Oh, Delicious Dungeon. Delicious in Dungeon. Yeah, it's interesting, and I think I'm very grateful to be able to have like got back into an art form I really appreciate, and I think has loads of, for me, like has given me loads of meaning and gives me a lot of perspective, and like I just think personally, this is just my personal opinion on a lot of things. Like it's not just anime, but also like comics, TV shows, movies. Like and of all genres, like superhero, like I'm basically into like all the nerdy things, right? Like I watched Revenge of the Sith with Marvin and Jerome the other day. Like I'm into Star Wars, I'm into Lord of the Rings, I'm into Marvel, I'm into DC. Like I'm into a lot of like the kind of nerdy things. I love Transformers. It's so lovely, and I think especially as an adult, it's so lovely to have that kind of escapism, and to throw yourself into a world where you really resonate with the character. There's this really amazing world building. You're wondering what's going to happen next. You're very invested. And then there's like all these amazing narrative elements. There's like great animation. There's great music. There's amazing like character design. And like some of the shots in like, within these open worlds are beautiful as well. And it's like, it's a pleasure. And it's really wonderful to be able to kind of take in an art form that so many people work hard on and care about. And yeah, and it's mad because there's still so much out there, and there's still so much I want to watch, and like, yeah, it's just a great form of media, I think, and yeah, it's nice to see as well that the stigma around it, I think, has changed, because it was very much when I was in school, I think it was frowned upon and people were kind of picked on a little bit if they watched anime, but now, as I said, a lot of people, young, old, they love it, and it's great. It's great. Anime is a fantastic form of media. And there's so much good anime as well. There's just so much good stuff and so much to watch and enjoy. And yeah, just happy to be back into anime. Really, it's a fantastic art form. Fantastic art form. And in turn, the manga as well. Like, because as much as a lot of these anime are great as well, they're based on fantastic source material written by by mangaka. So yeah, I'm just like, as I said, I'm just quite shocked. Lloyd, I just didn't anticipate him being back into anime. But yeah, but I think we should have Tope arriving. Hello? Oh, he's not here?
Did you read the text? Them pricks aren't here. They're just not preemptively asking questions. Damn. So yeah, that's basically how I got back into anime, you know. It's just like exposure, innit? You watch more shit and you're like, oh, okay. Yeah.
And there's also just like a lot of good, easily watchable, digestible stuff. And you can easily bounce between like a lot of them. Because I think back in our day, I feel like a lot of the anime was kind of more long form. Whereas now, like, we're getting, 12 episode seasons, 24 episode seasons, then we're waiting. But in the meantime, while we're waiting, there's, like, loads of new stuff to kind of, enjoy. And I know, like, for me, Jerome, Marvin, and Tope as well, like, as manga readers, it's also nice as well.
It was Margie.
Oh, Margie. Oh, yeah, Margie's great, man. Margie's a great watch.
That was the thing I wanted to watch.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And yeah, it's also nice as well, like that perspective of, I think for me, eventually, like especially after reading Attack on Titan, reading Bleach, reading JJK, reading Demon Slayer, reading Sakamoto Days, to be able to like see it adapted and done justice is like quite a nice thing as well. That's like another element of it. And who knows, maybe one day you'll get into that, but I don't know. Manga is like a whole other world in and of itself, but yeah.
What have you been watching? You watching anything recently?
Yeah, I've been watching Pluto, man.
Pluto,
yeah, the future.
What's the
Yeah, okay, so
sensational.
Pluto. Yeah, I've been watching Pluto, which is also on Netflix. I think you'd really enjoy it. I actually think
I'm a big fan of Future, so
it's like funnily enough, it's set in the future.
Oh my god!
It's
Jimi Hendrix.
It's so Pluto is actually based on it's based on an Astro Boy storyline.
Astro Boy? That was a banging show.
It's based on an Astro Boy, which I didn't realize until Marvin actually, posted.
Never watched Astro Boy?
Nah, bro, never. I know the character, but I never.
I'm not even thinking about Astro Boy, bro. I'm thinking about something else.
Are you talking about?
Did you ever watch the show called Robot Boy? On some Cartoon Network. Found that show was cold. You tell it off.
Nah, bro. Veer the Robot. No. Wait.
Robot Boy. Yeah,
this one. Yeah.
He was cold.
Yeah.
No, Astro Boy. That does ring a bell, though.
Tope. Do you want me to?
I hate them.
While you're there, I actually wait. Shall
talk to people about Robot.
I'll talk to people about Robot Boy. Or do you want me to talk about? Should I talk about Pluto, or do you want to hear it?
Talk about Pluto.
Yeah. So, Pluto, I've been watching recently. It's on Netflix. It is an adaptation of Naoki Urasawa's manga. As I said, it's based on an Astro Boy storyline. I think the storyline is the greatest robot in the world, and it is a kind of like a reimagining of that storyline as a murder mystery. It is fantastic. It's set in a futuristic world where robots and humans coexist, and some of these robots are almost so advanced that you can't tell them apart from humans. And it's essentially a murder mystery where like certain robots and certain humans are being like murdered and taken out, and it's kind of, and there's so many layers to it as well. There's like questions of philosophy, questions of like equality, questions of how to live our life, questions of war, of there's talk of genocide, of discrimination, of and there's deep political undertones as well, and very clear parallels between stuff that has happened in the modern world and stuff within the show. And like the characters are written so well, and it's mad because it's only an 8-episode series. They're long form, so like the episodes are closer to an hour, but they're long form episodes. I'm talking about Pluto. So they're long form episodes, and it's mad because it's only 8 episodes. So really and truly, if you turned it into a full, like a regular anime season, you maybe have 24 episodes, which isn't a long time to kind of set up characters and set up a storyline. But Naoki Urasawa just does it so brilliantly. Yeah, he also has written Monster, which is an incredible anime. Cannot recommend it enough. One of like an amazing thriller that, irrespective of whether you're an anime fan or
It
not.
needs a cool
you can enjoy.
Japanese name though. I'm not gonna watch it.
What Monster?
Basic lad.
But yeah,
It sounds like Stephen Graham's in that. Show, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If Stephen Graham was in it, I would have watched it.
Yeah.
Everything that guy's in goes triple platinum.
Yeah, but yeah. So Pluto is set in this futuristic world.
Lucy, right, you tight.
Futuristic world where there's like a murder mystery going on, and
Carry on.
futuristic world where there's a murder mystery taking place, and the way in which Urasawa can't you just tilt it towards you?
No,
It's loose.
That's the problem.
You can't. Oh,
Go on. Don't let me.
why don't
disturb
you sit on that one?
No, because Jerome was
Jerome will
the
be
Oh,
here in a
okay.
sec. Carry on.
Yeah. So yeah, and it's just the way in which he paints this narrative and does amazing world building, has characters that you really resonate with, and like loads of there's clear conflict there, and there's kind of like a good and bad, but there's a nuance to it. Like there's a very clear nuance to it. It's gripping. It's a fantastic watch. I really recommend it. Yeah, I'm really enjoying Pluto, and like Topei's watched Pluto and he quite enjoyed it. I'm
was
pretty
very
sure. Yeah.
I prefer Future.
I knew you were just going to say that.
Yeah.
What have you been watching?
What have you been talking about?
We kind of spoke about like how we got back into anime, and now
I knew it.
I don't have nothing for the other. Okay, what have I been watching?
Yeah.
I've been watching Fire Force season 3.
nice.
So 4
I ain't watched Fire
episodes.
Force yet, actually.
It's amazing. Been waiting. I think
Again,
everyone,
needs a cool Japanese name.
everyone. I mean,
It has
name
a
in
Fire
Japanese,
Force. It
of
has a
course,
Japanese
but
name. Let me find out.
Is
Wait,
it called
English.
Fire Force? Does it
It
translate
probably
directly?
no, I don't
Nah,
know,
it's
probably not.
called
Is it called The Force of Fire? Because I'll watch it then.
Enen no Shobutai.
Oh my! I want to watch that shit.
Yeah. You'd be one of them nerds that when they say the anime name, they say it in Japanese.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, what's the My Hero one?
Boku no Hero.
Yeah. Okay, that was not that bad, but still, don't say that ever.
People say that.
Yeah, Boku no
Some-
Hero.
some-
Oh, grow up, bruv. You're not Japanese.
Yeah.
Hey, don't tell me about a Japanese name to have an anime if you ain't never been to Japan, bruv.
Oh, shut up, man.
No. How you telling me about? Oh, it's Boku no Hero, but you've never been to Japan. You ain't ordered sushi in Akibara, have you? I've ordered sushi in Akibara,
Snob.
and I call it My Hero Academia.
Shout out to all those that can't afford to go to Japan, but love
Facts,
the culture, man.
Facts, man.
It's not me though.
Could it be me though?
I've been watching Fire Force. I think that's the only thing really at the moment. I've been waiting so long. There's nothing. Oh no, lies. I started Moonrise
Okay, it's
I've
good.
heard
on
about
Netflix. Yeah, it's pretty good. It seems to be a story of this guy who was adopted. He was like an adoptive child of this leader on a moon base.
Okay.
And then he's come down. He's lost his memory. Not quite lost his memory, but he abandoned his father, and he's living with these people on Earth. And then the moon strikes Earth. It's kind of like a back and forth narrative.
Okay.
Some bits are in the past, some bits
Oh,
are in the
okay,
present
yeah, I
during
don't
the
mind
episode. So it's
You don't see that in
nice.
anime too much.
Yeah.
We see a lot of TV programs.
Yeah,
we don't
yeah,
see
yeah.
anime too much.
And it's not too disorientating.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think it is. I think it'd probably be more It's usually if I watch a TV show like that, it takes me a second to get it anyway.
Last show I watched like that was 13 Reasons Why.
And I watched
still never watched
the
it.
thing
Nah,
called
don't
Bad
watch it, don't
Sisters
watch
on Apple TV. That was
What,
pretty
Bad?
good.
Apple TV
Bad
has
Sister-
some good ones.
That
I
I've
don't
actually
know Bad
realised
Sisters.
that I'm a real big Apple TV nerd. I just love Apple TV shows, and I
I
don't
want to
know
watch
why.
Severance.
You've
and it's
watched
on Apple
Severance,
TV.
haven't
I watched season 1. I haven't watched season
Good?
2 yet. Yeah, it's class.
I watched the first episode on Prime because they gave it to you for free,
Oh,
and it was so good. And then it was like pay for the rest. So
long day. I think I get a free Apple TV subscription.
Ted
somewhere.
Lasso's banging.
Yeah.
I really like Bad Sisters is Apple TV. It's really good. There's another Apple TV. Is it called? I started it recently. It's called what's it called? Slow Horses. It's really good. It's got Gary Oldman in it. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, but yeah. What any kind of embellishment you can add to our conversation? To be fair, you've always kind of been into anime. haven't you?
No, Topic got into anime around the same time I did. We were both
I
Naruto.
was maybe was it like year 8 or year 9?
I feel like we both started watching Naruto around the
year
same
12,
time.
13. Yeah, I remember all the guys were like chatting about Naruto for like the first 2 years. I was like,
Yeah.
bruh, I want I want them to be my friends.
Yeah, same.
That's what we
That's
were
what
wanna
I
talk about
said.
this.
I was like, I want to get involved because I
Oh,
would literally
yeah.
see how you, Jerome,
Yeah.
you and Jerome would talk about it, and like Rashab, and I'd just be like, I want to be involved, man. I want to talk
So-
about this stuff. Yeah,
I started with Naruto.
yeah.
Because that's what everyone was talking about, and I think
Same.
I watched like
Pardon me.
150.
Do you remember Crunchy?
episodes.
I was talking about. Remember Crunchy was free, bro. That's what Mahesh don't know. But
That's what I watched it on.
I knew.
Because I watched.
That's-
It was
yeah.
only sub in it.
Yeah,
I was telling Mahesh. I literally said this.
I watched Shippuden. I mean, I think when I was younger, maybe I'd always caught a little bit of
I don't think I
anime now
caught
and then.
any Naruto as a kid.
The thing is, I never watched.
I don't think I
I
caught
only
any
watched
Naruto
OG
as a kid.
Naruto like 2 years ago, compared to Shippuden that I watched when
You
I
know
was
what?
in
I'm gonna
school.
sound real bad.
What?
I never really watched OG.
No, it's fine. To be honest, it's like it's not even that long. It's. I mean, you
I
should watch
watched
it. You
up
should watch
to
it.
the tutoring exams, and I don't know why I just stopped.
It's,
I think I've read all of it.
I've read all of it.
I've read all of it.
I'm not convinced.
I've read Naruto actually.
I'm not convinced that I read all of it actually.
I've read
because-
all of normal Naruto. I don't think I watched all Kid Naruto, but I definitely read all of it.
Did I read it? But anyway, I started off watching it. I watched like the first 150 episodes over like an Easter 1 week. It was a half term, and then I was catching up, and then obviously people are
150 in 1 week.
bruh,
You got time. You're a child.
nothing
20
but
episodes
time.
a day, bro.
Nothing but time.
To be fair,
You're a
that's about
child.
7 hours.
Yeah,
Fair.
nothing but time. And then obviously, then people are talking about different ones like Bleach, and I got into One Piece. I never I think when I stopped watching anime and reading everything was around when Neji died.
When was that?
That was when we were like
that was in like 20...
we were in year 11.
2014.
Don't date us. Jesus Christ, bro. Everyone's gonna know how old we are.
When we were 15. Sorry.
And then I think maybe I watched some things here and there. Is he outside?
Yeah.
Oh, go get him.
I already went twice.
That's fine.
You went twice?
Mahesh told me you guys were here.
Yeah.
I mean, you were going 20 anyway, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I watched
Mahesh.
Oh, thank you.
Wow, that was... Mahesh just had to get up.
yeah, I stopped then, and then I think when I got to uni, I kind of got back into it. But I mean, I was deep when I was younger, bruv. I was reading Fairy Tail on my PSP. What do you
Fairy Tail
know
on your
about
PSP?
reading manga on the PSP?
No one in the entire world. No one else in the entire world knows about that experience.
No, genuine. Like, because obviously, at that age, my parents are. I don't remember if I had a laptop. If I did,
I don't think
it's not.
I had a laptop.
I'm not using it.
Nah, not really.
like,
I used to use
I had my
iPod
own
Touch.
laptop when I was in year 7.
All right, rich boy. Shut up. Someone's middle class here.
But yeah, like I was reading everything. Well, obviously, if I get to school, I'm reading it at school. But if I'm at home and it's like bedtime, I'm on the PSP.
Yeah, it's just reading
I'm
like
reading
my
Fairy Tail,
iPod.
I'm reading
I had the
One
iPod
Piece.
Touch I used to read on.
I used to read it on my little
that.
Samsung Galaxy Mini, man.
Yeah, when I got a tablet,
my
I
little
started
Naruto,
reading
man.
on there.
Oh, I got a Samsung
Yeah.
tablet. I banged out reading.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but nah, man, if you still got a PSP, try
Back
reading
before
some
Manga
manga.
Reader
Marvin has
But
that.
bro, how do you read manga on a PSP?
It would,
With great difficulty, I imagine.
yeah. So it would
Internet on
load
PSP
it,
was
and you just,
mad.
You just
man.
have to like scroll down, and sometimes it was really hard for double page spreads.
Everything on
Like,
internet on
full-page
PSP
spread
was
is like-
mad. Like,
I think I clicked the internet about once on PSP and
I tried it a few times.
I know,
Like, let me not
I
lie.
tried to go
Year 8,
YouTube.
that's when a lot of
What?
people,
What?
our age, that's when you start bashing there. Bashing on.
bashing on a PSP.
Yeah, let me not lie.
You can't watch
Just
Corn.
download, bro.
Corn.
Yeah, no, you had to download. You had to
press the
download it. You had to
button.
download it.
You
Yeah, man.
watched Corn on the PSP.
Yeah, man, I corrupted my memory stick,
It
you know.
was so easy. Genuinely, it was.
You watched Corn
Yeah.
Yeah,
on
man.
the PSP.
Yeah,
They had this where you could watch movies on it, bro. You're telling me you can't?
that used to be my primary way of watching.
Watching Corn on the PSP is
Yeah,
crazy.
man. Wouldn't recommend if you're still using your PSP or
But-
watching porn.
Corn.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't you go through a period where you didn't watch that much anime and then you got back
You
into
didn't
it?
watch that much corn.
Same.
It was from like 15 to 20.
Yeah.
For me,
Yeah.
I'll say for like 16 to 21 or 22.
Yeah.
Okay, it's about the
we
same
all-
as
Oh,
all of
yeah,
us.
maybe-
mine's
maybe-
just a bit
maybe
later than
more
you though.
close.
I was
to
quite in it,
21.
but I
Mine
think,
was probably the longest. I just went from like 16 to 20.
yeah, it got to a point I was only like, I was just reading the ones I was already reading, wasn't watching anything new or reading anything new.
Yeah.
I was-
And then they all finish,
Yeah.
apart from
Except
One
One Piece.
Piece, which is still on. It's not near finishing
See,
to this day.
I did a hard cut. Like, I abandoned everything.
Yeah, I hard
Everything
cut.
I was reading,
I hard
it-
cut. I
just
hard
stopped.
cut for about 10 years, to be
Just
honest.
stopped.
For me, it did get to a point. It was only for a long time. It was only One Piece, and
I
then
hard cut for like 10
I
years.
think it was 2020 or 2021. I think 2021. It was 2020. Also, I was 23 when I got back into it. I decided fuck it, because I think the year before there was a lot of hype over JJK, Demon Slayer, M5,
The manga?
the anime.
Anime,
the first
yeah.
season of
JJK
JJK, they were mad
2020.
hype.
Yeah.
Mahesh
Came
tried
out
to
in
put me on.
So
I didn't watch
Mahesh was trying to
it.
put me on early.
So I
Jerome told me about
I
it,
had to watch Fire Force, and I'm like, this shit's actually good. And then I watched Demon Slayer, and I was like, this is not good. And I think it was Black Clover after that. It was like, yeah, I'm back in it.
I tried watching Black Clover. I got like 3 episodes.
Yeah,
and
mine
I
was
just-
MHA.
Well, watch the rest.
Isn't that what everyone says about everything?
Yeah.
Alright, should we wrap this episode up and
Yeah.
then move on to the next one?
Yeah. But anyway, as always, thank you for tuning into this episode of the Anime Hour. I hope you enjoyed a little spiels about how me and Lloyd got back into anime, and then even though these guys too. Although I feel like Jerome's always been into it, but he
You
just
don't-
said he literally
Right.
just said he
not
took
just
breaks.
He did.
took a
But
long
I
break?
was.
I
Hey,
think
hear
it
me
was a
out, man.
7-year
Hear me out, man. I didn't know. But yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the little bits of like nostalgia thrown in there. Thank you for listening. As always, please like, please share, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Press the
Follow us
bell
on
button.
TikTok. Yes, press the bell
Not
button.
with that. I'm convinced.
On all your devices, including your PSPs.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Don't watch corn on it.
Yeah, man. It will fuck up your memory stick.
yeah. That's the only reason you shouldn't watch corn on the PSP.
But yeah. Anime hour out.